New reports of a backstage incident in AEW has the future of multiple talent in doubt, including one of AEW's more recent big-time re-signings in Roosh. What is going on with Roosh? What went down? What is the future of him in the company? And what does this mean for AEW with another backstage incident occurring and getting leaked out to the media? Also, what is going on with this new partnership that WWE announced? They are going into business with a former Hall of Famer, former WWE champion, and notorious user of the N-word, Hulk Hogan. We're going to talk about that new partnership and how it's going to tie in with this new deal for Raw on Netflix. So much to get to, so little time. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. I'm Omer Q for Real Take Wrestling. Let's dive right in and talk about this first story. So Roosh has been used sparingly on AEW in the past couple of months. They originally had a big major plan for him. They had him do this program with Preston Vance where he was trying to restore LFI, and then that did not work, to say the least. And then they went back to Roosh as a single star. But then it just kind of fizzled out, and we're kind of learning what may have happened. So, according to FightfulSelect.com, Sean Ross Sapp, he was asked about any updates on Roosh and Dralistico, and it said the following. They were actually originally slated to beat the Acclaimed on the November 14th Collision taping that would have sent them to Full Gear. That was the big tag team match at Full Gear that the Acclaimed actually got instead. There were some heat after an incident in their match with Richard Holiday and Alec Price where they got physical with Holiday while he was being checked on by a medic. So it seems like there was this spot where Richard Holiday was actually legitimately being checked on by a medic where they got physical with either the medic or Holiday, and that is actually what led to them not being involved with this tag team match that took place at Full Gear. And ever since then, they've not been really shown on TV. And, there's been like rumor and innuendo that, is largely unsubstantiated, but usually when there's smoke, there is a little bit of fire at least. And I think one thing is clear, right? For whatever reason, Roosh in AEW has been start and stop. It has just not been what I think anyone imagined it to be. He re-signed in a pretty big fashion. There was this big video that went and did the rounds on Twitter. Tony Khan was there and in person presented him with this contract, and they made a major deal about it because I think at the time especially they believed in what Roosh could be. And one thing is true about Roosh. He has a style that not many people in professional wrestling have. This very visceral, physical style and that he mixes in with, kind of like a high octane, almost lucha-esque offense, obviously, given his background. But it is just a style of his own, and it resonates as a character, even as on TV. You watch some of his matches with the likes of Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta, Jack Perry from just a couple of years ago in his time in AEW. And this man shined bright. And it's one of the reasons why, despite not having a lot of promo time in AEW, despite not having, the notoriety in the company as far as where he's been on the card, he has resonated with the fan base, and people have taken notice. He stands out when he's out there because of the way that he wrestles. And, in many ways, I think Roosh is kind of like a prime example of how you can get yourself over in the ring and as a character by doing that type of character work. But for whatever reason, it just has not been hitting. It has just not been clicking. And, with a backstage incident like this, who knows what's next? I would say that AEW should do what they can to keep him. I don't think it's in the best interest of anyone to try to just hold him, put him on ice or whatever. If you have great talent like Roosh, put him on TV. You have 5 hours, or sorry, well, 4 hours of TV every week you need to fill out. You're telling me you can't find time for Roosh? You're telling me you can't find something meaningful for him to do? It's another thing if he refuses to do it, but I don't think that has been part of Roosh's history, at least not reportedly part of his history in the company. So if that's not the case, then I would just not put him on ice. I think they made a mistake by doing that with Ray Phoenix. I think they made a mistake with doing that with Penta. And Ricky Starks, definitely a big mistake. I don't want to see that mistake repeated with Roosh, but who knows? Who knows? Obviously, it's an ongoing situation, and it adds to like this trend of like, we're hearing a lot about the backstage incidents in AEW. One thing I will say is I think, like a lot of times the backstage incidences in AEW, like they kind of take on a life of their own. And I think a lot of it is because of how prominent and fast the information came out of, the biggest ones like the Jack Perry fight or CM Punk's brawl out with the Elite. And I think like ever since then, every little like interaction backstage has kind of been over amplified or whatever. And a large part of it is because it gets out. When stuff like that happens in WWE, which it does, and they do a good job of keeping a lid on things. They don't let that stuff get out. And part of it is obviously WWE has a system in place that, does not incentivize that and does not let that happen. But also, I think on a talent front, like with WWE, it is like the whole, like, they're the big leagues and you don't want to piss off the big leagues and you're less likely to talk. You're less likely in that system to like kind of put things out in the media, especially about like these backstage incidences. So I think that's partially why you hear more about it in AEW than in WWE. Again, things can change, and they probably should change in AEW from that perspective, but we'll see. That's a very, very interesting situation there, though. Hopefully we get Roosh on TV, though. One thing that I am not looking forward to, though, I gotta say, if I'm being totally honest with you, is this big thing with Hulk Hogan. Let's talk about it. So, as WWE prepares for their Raw premiere on Netflix, they're also preparing to fill the entire ring mat with tons and tons of sponsors. We've seen the SmackDown ring mat, that's a blue canvas. The Raw ring mat looks to be a black canvas. They're going to fill to the brim with sponsorships. And one of those sponsorships actually happens to belong to a WWE Hall of Famer, one of the biggest stars in WWE history, Hulk Hogan. And here is a part of a press release that WWE released today about this announcement. WWE, part of TKO Holdings, today announced a multi-year partnership with legendary WWE superstar and Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, one of the fastest growing light beers in the U.S. that will showcase Real American Beer branding within WWE's weekly flagship program, Monday Night Raw, as well as other key WWE assets. As an official partner of WWE, Real American Beer will receive ring mat corner branding during every episode of Raw, which makes its highly anticipated debut tonight on Netflix. Further, WWE will become a minority owner in the rapidly expanding company, which is now available in 20 states since its launch in June of 2024. And there's a quote from EVP, head of global partnerships at TKO. Hulk Hogan has done a tremendous job of introducing an exciting new product to a competitive marketplace. We are excited to unlock a new partnership category and to showcase Real American Beer in front of Netflix's global audience. TLDR, they bought a little bit of Hulk Hogan's beer company and they're going to shill the shit out of it in that ring mat. And again, I want to be clear about this. Notorious user of the N-word. Potentially. Maybe I got another thing coming. I don't know. But Hulk Hogan's getting a bit of a sponsorship. I mean, it's very similar to the whole Woo Energy sponsorship the AEW had last year when Ric Flair was doing his thing there. And I think like part of it could be part of like whatever new deal that Hogan signed to stay with WWE as a legend. And look, if WWE owns a stake of it, then I think certainly like they are all in on this, and it is not going away anytime soon, especially if they own a stake in it. And yeah, it's going to be part of, I think, their strategy moving forward from a business standpoint, not just having it on the ring map, but also they are in a mode of like, all right, let's partner with these brands. Let's partner and try to like buy up. Like if a wrestler is going to start like something like a beer company like Hulk Hogan did, let's become partial owners of it so that we get more value out of that partnership. So that instead of offering like, like, oh, okay, like maybe it's part of a contract or whatever, we just say, okay, hey, we'll buy part of this. And now we have like another avenue of revenue. We have another avenue of things we can promote and things like that. And I think that's part of the move here for WWE. But yeah, crazy. I'm just gonna say it once and once only. If you had a problem with Ric Flair and Woo Energy, which I did, you should also have a problem with this. But people have been really quiet about it. People have been really quiet about it online. Just going to say that. Anyway, guys, you guys can be loud as hell as you want in the comment section below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the whole Roosh situation? What do you think about these backstage incidents in AEW? What do you think about Hulk Hogan and this new partnership with WWE for his crappy beer brand? Let me know. Also, if you guys want to show your support, please consider becoming a channel member. Your channel memberships really help the channel grow. You get access to some exclusive content in the Real Take Vault and also custom emotes. Also, if you're watching this before Monday Night Raw tonight, be sure to tune in live tonight, 7:45 Eastern Time, 4:45 Pacific, for the Raw live reaction live stream. It's going to be great. I'm going to be watching the show. We're going to be chilling, hanging, and just seeing what the hell happens as The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. The stars are limitless. So much is going to happen tonight in Los Angeles, and we're going to be watching it, having a good time as well. So come through, pull through, join the channel, all that stuff. And until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.